So, now that England and Denmark are these great newfound bastions of liberty, freedom, human rights, let's talk about it. Now, look, I don't claim to know what's going on, but I have some ideas. How to break a horse for riding. How long does it take? The connection between horse and rider is just something exceptional, but it still doesn't happen automatically. Not every horse is conditioned to allow you to ride him, and some may require a lot of practice until they're able to saddle. If you're searching for a way to break a horse, here are a few practical techniques and steps you could take to get it done. The most significant distinction between a horse that is ridden all the time versus one who declines to ride is typically only a question of familiarity. A young horse, of course, won't be as accustomed to the thought of having a rider on his back. You ought to progressively expose the horse to the basic concepts rather than expecting that they can suddenly take them up and start galloping into the sunset. Please do not believe everything you see in the movies concerning riding a horse. It is not possible for you to just jump onto a wild stallion's back and run away very much unharmed. If this is your first time breaking a horse, safety should always blah blah blah. If you're not prepared to contain misbehaviors, you should allow a professional horse handler to assist you in challenging yet rewarding experience of breaking a horse. A horse that has never been ridden or trained is unbroken. In other words, it is not tamed or used to being ridden on. As such, unbroken horses, those that are too young for training or brumbles, should never be left in the care of riders who are beginners. Man, they are just bombarding me with the metaverse, huh? What is horse breaking? Breaking a horse involves taming or conditioning by humans to get a horse to let himself be harnessed or ridden. A lot of repetition in this article, but bear with me here. What is wrong with this term? It is an unfriendly one that implies that force is used to break the spirit of a horse. Old legends have it that if you're going to get knocked off, when you hit a horse for the first time. Now and then and again, therefore the task is completed. Just a side note, I can't stand white on black. I don't know why they do this, okay? It should be black on white, everybody. I can't quite explain it, but it's just, it fucks me up. Anyway, breaking a horse for the first time. Aside from patience, strategy, knowledge, and time to build on trust, you'll need these to tack up your horse. Blah, blah, blah. Headgear, right? Saddle, lead ropes, helmet, masks. Most experts prefer to break a horse in a round pen, but otherwise enclosed space like an area or small paddock can help lock down the free-spirited equine in place. Step 1. Gain trust by building a relationship. When you want to break a horse, the first thing you must do is establish a level of trust with the horse, because the horse needs to feel safe and relaxed in his environment and with the people who will be working with him. You do this by approaching the horse or moving towards it. However, the key here is to know when to retreat or back off. You must understand that it is in the horse's instinct to get fearful when you approach it. Step 2. Pressure and release. Consider this a negative reinforcement. For instance, a leash on a dog. Encourage and guide the animal using the leash and release it when it does the right thing or moves in the right direction and gets vaccinated, puts the mask on, so on and so forth. It is crucial to remember that you should raise the pressure in the most sustainable manner imaginable, right? How much pressure can the animal withstand without freaking the fuck out? You can adjust the release when the response is going how you intended, right? When the animal is obedient. You can adjust the release. Note that it must be timed perfectly. An attempt or effort to move can equal to a slight release. An improvement in a response warrants development in the release. Release to the maximum when the answer is mentally and physically correct. Let's relate to this horse. Maybe he or she doesn't want to join you in the trailer. Don't pressure the horse. Instead, hang on to the cord. Slowly relax the hold to acknowledge any effort. Relax absolutely until the objective is accomplished. Nevertheless, whatever the variation of the strategy you want, the principle remains the same. The pressure motivates the animal, however, it benefits from the release. Step 3. Reward orientation. Science has shown that horses are intelligent. When you break a horse, think of your breed as a 4-year-old boy. Think of a horse. Let's reverse that. Think of a human as if it were a horse. Because scientists believe they have the same brain power. In other words, your horse will perform basic tasks and, much like a child, react with consequences or rewards. When your kid does the right thing, you owe your kid a new gift or sweets or, a little bit of freedom. Don't you? I mean, shit, it's summertime, or is it? Here it is. Anyway, the summer's coming, right? The winter is ending. Let me take a sip of my coffee. The summer is coming, so release. Let them eat cake. Rewards are among the most straightforward approaches to break a horse. Now, the dilemma is, what kind of incentive will a horse take into account? One thing you ought to learn is that it doesn't have to be food. Besides, animal specialists encourage the use of safety measures when providing treats to horses. You'd have to study your horse to understand what he wants. Sometimes horses tend to want any of the following: mingling with another horse, a munch on carrots or apples, taking a break in the pasture, getting groomed or praised. It may even be as necessary as removing the negative reinforcement. Whatever kind of incentive that offers satisfaction to the horse, it is essential to carry it out right away. Preferably right after a well-completed task so the horse knows the connection. Desensitization. It's normal for horses to be afraid. Yet, how often does your horse get scared? Desensitization shows the horse how to get used to what they're scared of. Horses are driven as an indication of this. So, at the end of the day, you must appear calm, pleasant, informed, and consistent in your instructions to the horse. Stand at the end of the line and hold the doomed object. Your horse is going to fall back naturally. When he stops, reward the little effort. Display the source of doom again. Push it halfway forward. Bring it up to the face. And if it reacts positively, lower the item down or move it a little further. Don't make slow, scary movements. This looks dodgy. Try to stay calm and let the object touch the head or back of the horse. Let him know it and work your way up. Yeah, so basically the way you break a horse is it's a very complex and challenging experience, right? Since every horse is unique, much as every human is, right? Now below, so basically, I'm sure you got the idea right off the bat, but you apply pressure, right? You stress the animal, And then you release and reward the animal, right? Before you apply more pressure, right? You slowly accustom you get the animal used to the pressure, the stress. You normalize it basically, right? Until you just keep doing that until you break the animal basically, and it just, it assumes the new normal basically. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's as simple as that. There are, most of these things that are multifactorial. People, different people at different levels of the hierarchy respond to different stimuli, right? They had what was it, the lockdown party in the UK, and that made the politicians look bad, so maybe they have to regain some trust, right? Scandinavian countries, Denmark isn't quite up there, but I think the culture is similar. They've been super, super compliant, right? They've been just swallowing up the agenda, rolling with the agenda. They've been willingly chipping themselves for years now, right? They're already broken, much like the Japanese, who've been wearing masks for decades now, right? So those horses they're basically, they're more broken than other horses, and they've been getting vaccinated like crazy. They've been begging for this shit. Some of them, right? A lot of them. So they've responded very well. So now you got to pull back a little bit before you press them again. Basically, that's what I see. So, different strategies are going to be employed depending, because, we're all individuals, I guess, or the different areas where the agenda is being implemented are slightly different. The people have in those areas, I believe different things have different cultures, respond to different stimuli or same stimuli differently. You know, but the lens through which the paradigm that I use to look at this, as it was implied in the making of this video, and I told you explicitly many years ago, a few years ago, this isn't about, and this is how veganism again ties into the whole agenda. It's not about giving animals human rights, it's about giving humans animal rights, right? So this is the lens that I look through when I think about what may be happening everywhere, and especially insofar as this video, Denmark and England, right? So, these people look at us, think of us as, treat us as animals, right? And there's no love lost, because that's exactly how we feel about them, right? Lizards, whatever, right? Soulless, hollowed out effigies of, human beings, not quite human, or post-human, not human anymore. It is what it is. The feeling is mutual, right? The thing that a lot of the Dunning-Krugers out there underestimate is just how fucking smart and intelligent the people up top are, okay? And so long as you keep underestimating that, thinking that, and a lot of you obviously are very, very smart, even genius level, there's no doubt about it. But the majority, especially these people who say that, the people that shut down the entire globe in a matter of what, a week was it, or something like that, to call those people stupid, I mean, you're a fucking Dunning-Kruger. It is what it is, man. Give the devil his due, and adjust and act accordingly. Anyway, once again, and in closing, this what's been happening. It ain't about giving animals human rights, right? It's about giving humans animal rights. Thank you very much. Have a good one.